And just like that, the next episode has begun. Welcome back to Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. I'm your host, MegaShadowFist, as I get video games, as I get commentary. And when we last left off, we were, doing some perceiving with, Junie here. In the previous the previous episode, I was having a lot of trouble figuring out what I needed to find. It took me like 2 seconds off screen, like it literally took me less than 10 seconds to find it off screen. The power of commentary and completely distracting you. Basically, look here, you see this? It's completely normal right now, right? You is a gifted student, or so she says, but really she's not. Really he's not. Oh, actually he is. He does get outstanding grades. He most certainly does. That much is true. But notice what happens when she goes and never causes trouble. Boom. Confirm. Gotcha. Juniper, you start coughing when you're under stress. Oh, okay, I get you. You can't hide it from me, no matter how hard you try. When you said, and never causes trouble, a cough escaped and made your scarf flutter. As for why you were stressed, it's because you were lying. Junie, you're trying to hide Hugh's connection to this case, aren't you? And I believe that also ties into a secret about yourself. A secret? About me? I don't understand. I already told Juniper, so I might as well tell you. I don't really care about her anymore. What? Why? Juniper's not all sunshine and rainbows like you think she is. He ended their friendship after he found out about Junie's secret. Which means he must have felt betrayed by Junie, making her the killer, an accomplice, the snitch. You were Professor Court's snitch, weren't you? There's a rumor going around that one of the students here is a snitch. I hear they're watching everything we do, our activities, our relationships, our interests, and reporting it all to one of the professors. And while fulfilling that role, you learned something about Hugh you'd rather forget. I don't know what you're talking about. Junie, please, stop hiding things from me. I hate having to force things out of you like this. Looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way. Time to review the evidence and see if I can't prove my hypothesis. I must have something that proves Junie's a snitch and Hugh's connection to the case. Junie is the snitch. What would we have exactly? Cosmic Court's planner. A sword emblem is printed on the cover and on each page. Me with Hugh about that report yesterday. I guess we would use this like he was like there was a report about blah blah blah, and yeah, he was betrayed. Take that. Sure. Right here in Professor Court's planner, it says routine report. I believe this is meant to mean when the snitch would report in for Professor Court. I also believe Professor Court planned to meet Hugh in private based on the snitch's info. And from their meeting, Hugh must have put 2 and 2 together and figured out your secret. So you see, it all makes sense only if you're the snitch, Junie. Ah! Okay. Forgive me, Athena. I've been lying to you this whole time. The truth is, I suspected Hugh from the start. You did? Now this is surprising. I'm so sorry. I've talked about friendship so much, but I've been a terrible friend. Juniper, I don't have that special kind of hearing that Athena does, but I don't need it to sense the pain you're feeling inside. And its intensity is directly proportional to how you feel about your friend. Am I right? Apollo? Please, Junie, tell me how you suspected Hugh. I have a feeling that will be the key to getting to the bottom of this whole case. Suspicions about O'Connor. What exactly was your role as class snitch? Professor Court had told me how academic Academy alumni have strayed from the path of justice. The dark age of the law, huh? She didn't want any more of her students going astray like that, but few others of the Academy shared her view.
I thought her ideas were beautiful, though sad and unrealistic.
She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she? She asked you to be her eyes and ears, didn't she? I used to report to her once a month about any wrongdoings I'd seen or heard about. And that report session in her planner, the one from October 22nd, was a part of that. Yes, that's when I reported Hugh to Professor Court. She snitched on her own friend?
Your report on O'Connor.
I had accidentally overheard Hugh talking. What did you hear? He was talking to someone on the phone. I think it was one of his parents. What were they talking about? Something about having paid money for good test scores. I only overheard him talking, so I never did find out who the money was going to. What? That's bribery! He was buying his way through school, and if that's the case, then that evidence that always seemed out of place might actually be out about his secret.
Evidence that always seemed out of place? Evidence that always seemed out of place? Am I forgetting something here? That always seemed out of place? Hold on. Hugh was buying his way through school, and if that's the case, that evidence that seemed out of place might actually make sense. Okay, let's look at things. It's stained with blood. There's only one copy. Her blood is found along with Junie's fingerprints. Photo taken on the day of the murder. October Hugh 120? Is that like money or something? It appears to be a piece of paper torn from a notebook. The name Hugh is written on it.
Take that!
We found this while we were investigating the stage. It's got Hugh's name on it. I didn't know what the number meant at the time, but now that I'm hearing about bribes, it must mean that a bribe of 120 grand was to be paid in October. How did you assume 120 grand? Like, it could have been anything. It could have been just $120. I would say that $120 for one test score is enough. I don't know. Maybe these are like some hardcore tests. But 120,000, jeez. What's more, take a look at this mark. That same mark is on the pages of Professor Court's planner. Hey, you're right.
Did you seriously just now make that connection?
Wait, but why did Professor Court have that kind of information in her planner? You don't really think the person who was taking the bribe money was... It's just a possibility at this point, but it may indeed have been Professor Court. But...
That is impossible! She'd be the last person I'd ever suspect of accepting bribes.
Like I said, it's just a possibility, but a rather good one. Maybe their private talk had to do with the possibility of the bribery being exposed, and what started out as a little argument soon got out of hand.
It's not your fault, Junie. Anybody would have suspected Hugh if they knew what you knew.
Oops. No, I don't believe that alone would have driven him to murder. There's another reason why I suspected Hugh. You gotta be kidding me. There's another reason?
The other reason.
I saw Hugh around 7 o'clock p.m. the day before the mock trial. Oh, so she's finally ready to talk about that. When I saw him, his... Oh, Athena! Junie, are you alright? Just try to relax and tell me what happened.
I never wanted to see what I did, but I'll have to live with it, won't I? In that hallway, Hugh's hands... His hands were dripping with blood.
His hands were... dripping with blood! Wait, did Wendy Lee also provide the voice of Juniper Woods? If that's the case, that's the 3 characters she provided the voice for. What? But why? What am I going to do? Deep down, I know Hugh can't be the killer. but my mind keeps telling me he is, no matter how hard I try to convince myself he isn't.
What if it was Clavier? That'd be crazy.
Oh, what am I going to do? Hugh, he's... I can't take this anymore, Athena! So she hid the fact that she had seen Hugh and said she went home at 6 because she wanted to avoid talking about what she saw. Junie, it must have been terrible holding all of that in. But it's going to be okay. I'll get to the bottom of this. And that's my promise from one good friend to another. I'll be defending Juniper tomorrow. If that's okay with you, Professor Means.
My main concern is whether you can defeat the prosecutor. But I won't try to stop you. I will be watching from the gallery. And shall look forward to seeing what sort of results your methods can produce. Good luck tomorrow. Now if you would excuse me.
Athena, I'm sorry. I really mean it. I wish I had trusted you from the start. You have to uncover the truth tomorrow. I know you can do it. Don't worry, we already know that the prosecution's key point of evidence is a fake. And thanks to you, we figured out the motive too. Let's give this our best shot, Athena. Let's let tomorrow be the day Juniper walks free. I wouldn't have it any other way! We should all be ready. We should be all ready now. What could possibly go wrong this time?
Famous last words.
Still, there's a strange, uneasy feeling I can't shake. I better be imagining it.
To be continued.
Save game, yes please, over slot 2, because I never like to save over during investigation sections for one reason or another. Not return to title, silly. Yeah, there we go. October 26th, my mother's birthday, 9:45 a.m., District Court Defendant, Lobby number 3. Were you able to sleep last night? Huh? Oh, sleep! Sure I slept! For a grand total of 0 hours. Guten Morgen, you two. You look like you're ready to put on a real show. But before you do, I have a good luck gift for you. The voice print analysis came back and the results couldn't be more clear. The voice in the mock trial video and the tape recording are one and the same. In other words, the recording's a fabrication. Tape recorder updated the court record. The voice on the tape says you're a goner, just like in Judy's script. It's been identified as a fake. The lab is continuing their study of the tape. So far, they've found signs of overdubbing, but it's going to take a bit longer to recover the audio that was erased. Boom! Who's there? Wait! Did you see who it was? No, I got a quick look, but they got away. I think it might have been Hugh. I bet he was eavesdropping. I wonder if he saw her hand. Oh, I'm sure he wasn't the only one just now. I bet Robin and Boxcar were listening in too. I will make sure they don't make a run for it. That is my final gift to you. Okay, all that's left now is to reach out to the truth. Time for a mini Chords of Steel workout. I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine. Your turn. I'm Athena Cykes and I'm fine! Little did they know, on October 26th, 10 o'clock a.m., in the District Court, courtroom number 4, they would be in for the fight of their lives. Okay, the two court is now in session. All rise! All rise! Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. The Cykes Brigade is totally psyched! The defense is ready, Your Honor! The prosecution is ready as well. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Blackwell? Yes, well, moving right along. Yesterday's adjournment was unexpected, yet necessary. But I'll be running a tight ship here today, so no funny business from anybody, understood? Your boldness, Robin Newman and Hugh O'Connor have recounted the confessions. But later I shall grill them at leisure to find whether I can charge them with perjury. Well, this sure complicates matters. Still, one must not overlook the facts. Now, about the school camera photo that was submitted yesterday. A pity, but that evidence is no longer relevant to this case. The art room clock runs fast. It cannot function as an accurate measure of time. As for the bungling detective, he overlooked that. He is paying for his failure as we speak.
Poor Detective Fulbright. I hope he returns to work with all his body parts intact.
Nah, he's probably just gonna lose like a pinky or so. That's how you do it, Yakuza style. But if that's the case, then what will we... The accused is the sole person who could have moved the body from the art room to the stage.
Like, that's one thing. Cause like I went back to a different Japanese Let's Play to like check between version differences. I love the voice of the guy gave Blackwell. It's just so... I think it fits the Japanese Blackwell very well, I think.
And I mean to prove it here this day.
It's just like Detective Fulbright said, but what else does he have up his sleeve?
My understanding of this heinous crime is thus. The murder took place near the center of the art room, as evidenced by the bloodstain. Blood was also found with some pottery next to the window of the maintenance area.
Love how the resolution, like the quality of the picture dropped as soon as you zoomed in.
Which is to say the body was carried over to that very window. From there, it was put down to the maintenance area below. On there is nary a scratch to the body aside from the fatal wound. That, too, was per the script. A high jump mat was employed to cushion the fall. Then, a ball court was used to hold the body over to the stage.
That's not very clever. I mean, it's the same exact body movement scheme as the script. Anybody could have moved the body that way.
Objection!
Your propensity to spew forth words before you think is not very clever either.
What you...
Moreover, the prosecution has a witness, which is the most unfortunate for you. Witness, it's time for you to come forth.
Hugh O'Connor.
Well then, will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Hugh O'Connor. I'm a senior at Themis Legal Academy, and I'm studying to be a lawyer. Yesterday, I told that lawyer there that I would testify to the truth. So, I intend to cooperate fully in today's trial. Happy now, Miss Cykes.
What's he up to now?
The court appreciates your cooperation, Mr. O'Connor. Now your testimony, please.
Witness testimony. What O'Connor saw.
The lecture hall was packed before the mock trial, but the rest of the campus was empty. That's when I saw Juniper dragging a large mat from behind the stage. I was watching her from a vantage point between the stage and the maintenance area. She was heading towards me, so I assumed she was on her way to the maintenance area. But I didn't have the time to stand around and see what she did after that. The real truth hurts so much, doesn't it, Miss Cykes? Or maybe, you thought I was going to bring out something else entirely against your client?
Never a snappy comeback when I need one. I believe, according to Joy, the title of this song track was like difficult. It was like Difficult People or something like that. That was the title of this BGM. He's coming straight at us today, using any means possible. To protect the students who have to climb up high when setting up the stage. A mat was brought over to the stage from the storehouse. I'll see you guys the next episode.